great state of Texas, welcome to the Texas HomeSchool Convention Show. We're about to go live from the Fort Worth Convention Center in Fort Worth, Texas. This year's Texas HomeSchool Convention is underway right now in Fort Worth, Texas. Get ready for a candid behind-the-scenes interview with our very special guest. The show is live, so please comment during the show.
Texas HomeSchool Convention is more than a podcast show. We're a vibrant community, a gathering of people supporting one another in the incredible journey of raising the next generation of world changers.
Now, grab a seat, get comfortable, and join families throughout the United States and around the world as we dive into today's conversation. Live from Texas is the Texas HomeSchool Convention Show.
Hello there again to you. Thank you for all of you who have been watching us. Every few minutes, we're coming to you live from the Convention Center in Fort Worth, Texas. We're here at the Texas HomeSchool Convention, and we are surrounded by all sorts of vendors here in the exhibit hall and parents who are doing some shopping and just some looking and some eating popcorn and, just all that kind of thing. But I have to tell you, I feel very honored right now to introduce someone I've not met before. And if I'm going to be completely transparent, about 5 minutes ago. So if I say something dumb, it's not his fault. It's mine. This is Dr. Nicholas Ellis. And he is, can you believe I get to talk to a doctor? They should have assigned somebody else that was smarter. I basically got through English. But he went to the University of Oxford, and you got your doctorate there.
Yes.
And then he also taught New Testament and Greek at Wycliffe Hall and is the CEO and founder of Christian Halls International. My goodness, I want you to put a chat, say hello to him there. Go ahead and tag a friend and say, hey, they're live again, watch. And if you missed the live, you can always come back to the replay. But Dr. Ellis, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to be able to interview you. What would you like to say to our audience?
Well, it's great to be here. First of all, it's an amazing venue. The shift over to this convention center is just incredible. Tons of space. I love the venue. So congratulations.
Oh, yeah, we're excited. It's really, really big. We were at a hotel last year, and now we've grown up a little bit.
Yeah, amazing.
Well, sort of give us some highlights of what you do, what you represent.
Yeah, well, with Christian Halls International, we are so proud of our homeschool families who really over the last 30 years have taken back self-governance in education, at the family level. And they have seen that education is not just about skill training, it's really about soul formation and forming the kids of the children that they made. And God has given them a tremendous opportunity and responsibility to form those souls, to self-govern within their families, and to build out tremendous opportunities for those kids. And we were very concerned a few years ago in the higher education space. We begin to see problems, obviously the debt that you guys know, the ideological problems that we see in our universities, and also just the entire structure of the universities siphoning off talent and treasure from local communities. And we said, we'd like to do something about that and build programs so that kids can stay at home, they can work, they can be in the communities where they're loved and cared for, and still be able to get a post-secondary education. And so Christian Halls builds small tutor-based post-secondary college and trade school programs that we install in local communities with about 10 different university partners that we have all of their degrees. We've got about 500 degree programs that we can teach, tens of thousands of classes, dual credit, bachelor's, master's, PhD, and now the trades. We have welding, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and general contracting. And so we believe that the homeschool community is the tip of the spear for a revolution in the way that we think about whole person formation in communities to build self-governing families.
Wow. I'm overwhelmed with all of that knowledge because there was a time I raised 4 children. And college, I was just glad to get them through elementary school and then through high school. And college seemed like such a daunting thing to think about as a homeschooler. Yeah. And I know we have a lot of homeschooling moms and dads that are out there watching this around the world. how would you encourage them to prepare their high schoolers, or to contact you, or what next steps? I know that you've are a workshop speaker. Perhaps give us a few tidbits that you shared with the audience here.
That's good. Well, I think the first thing is to not be intimidated and to not give up your self-governance just because somebody turns 18. I work in the educational industrial complex, as I like to call it, and it is an industry that feeds off convincing parents that you've done a great job until 18, but now it's our job. Just give them over to us. And I would encourage parents to not get intimidated and to say, all right, children, we've taken you this far. Let's begin to plan out and think through what are the best options. Don't just sign that $160,000 promissory note just because some university says, oh yeah, you'll make it back. Yeah. Don't give over governance. Don't just kind of blindly walk into an industry that has been, professionalized by the kind of industry leaders. Stop and think about what's best for the formation of our community, for the formation of our children, and start to make wise choices. And we're here to help make some of those choices. We have our own model, which is to say, hey, we have degree programs, we can do all sorts of great things, but stay in your community and we'll help you build a local, we call a Christian Hall, which is this local group of tutors that come together and meet with the students once a week as they're completing their degrees online, as they're working in local trade programs, as they're partnering with local welders and plumbers and churches and those kind of things. So we have a model that we could use, but that's just one model. Really what's more important is that you parents have the courage to be able to say, we've done all of this work all the way now until high school graduation. How can we continue to flex those human formational muscles that God has given us to form our community and our children and launch you, and then continue to have a discipleship relationship with you all the way through? And we would love for you to stay and die with our grandchildren at our feet. I mean, wouldn't that be a wonderful way to live? Yes. And most of our culture and our industries are saying, no, leave. Leave the faith of your fathers, leave your families, take your kids somewhere else, take your grandkids. And we would like to say, what would happen if we could build multi-generational families in communities that follow the faith of our fathers and have wonderful economic benefits at the end as well? So that's the kind of thing that we're really into. And so you can go to christianhalls.org and learn about our program, but that's just one way of doing what we would consider our larger mission, which is to have self-governing, soul formational, local flourishing communities, and that our college experiences would not break down that vision of social flourishing.
Wow, did you hear that? We're going to give you that website again, and I know that there's probably a plethora of information there that will benefit you. And if you have questions, I cannot guarantee you that Dr. Ellis will respond, but I know that his team will perhaps point you in the right direction. And as this is growing more and more, this is such a need. And you're sitting there probably saying, that's what I've been waiting for. If that's the case, reach out, comment in this thread, and we will connect you. If you forget the website, we will make sure that you get that information later. What does your week look like in your life? I know who you represent, but I'd love to bring it back before we end to that personal level. Yep. So tell us a little bit about you.
Well, it's interesting. I grew up on the mission field in Brazil, and we traveled all over Brazil, starting small homeschool co-ops and classical schools. And now in North America, my life looks a lot similar. We had a donor give me a little Cessna 182, and I fly around from communities to communities, basically training parents and communities and business leaders how they can continue to build these human formational spaces in their own communities so that they don't have to lose their best and their brightest. And so I'll usually start on a Monday. I'll usually have 2 or 3 places that I go for training. My team does an amazing job identifying where are those best high quality partners that we could build in Hico, Texas, and Mason, Texas, and in Oklahoma City. And I was just up in Sheridan, Wyoming with a great partner of ours. So my day usually looks like a lot of training and working with local partners. And so that's my great joy, is to basically be a field missionary for the Christian intellectual tradition here in this country. And I'll tell you, homeschoolers, the homeschool co-ops that we work with are the tip of the spear for an educational revolution in this country. The people that we show up to when we come to a local community and pitch this idea to say, just do the next thing. Just teach that English composition class, that world history class, that psychology class, or that philosophy class, those general education classes that in many of our colleges, those first 2 years are so devastating to our faith and to our worldview. You can tutor that in partnership with our universities through those first. Just do what you've already been doing. And most of our communities really don't know what to do with that, except for my homeschool co-ops. Those homeschool co-op leaders that have been doing this for 15 or 20 years and are watching now their kids graduate, or maybe even their grandkids come into those programs. Those moms are our heroes because they're the ones that know how to get stuff done. And so Trail Life dads that are already in there mentoring their sons, American Heritage girls, moms that are already involved in the discipleship of their kids, these homeschool moms that are leading these co-ops. You guys are our lifeblood in terms of building out what we would hope in the next 20 years would be a county by county, faithful, conservative community college and trade school alternative to the government system that's out there now. And so that's what I try to do, is I try to find those faithful, dynamic homeschool moms and dads that are ready to do the next thing and have never thought that this might be possible. And we want to tell them, not only is it possible, it's happening now, and we would love you to contact us to see how you could work with us.
Did you hear that? I just got excited right then. I'm from Ohio, and I know some homeschooling moms who are co-op leaders, and they think that they're almost done.
Yep.
No, you are pivotal for expansion so that many, many other students, many other kids can be propelled to what God's called them to be. And this is a vital link. And I know perhaps you're sitting there on your sofa or in your schoolroom, or that you're watching the replay late at night before you crash. And you're saying, I don't even know why I'm watching this particular episode. Yes, you do. It's because God's put his finger on you. And you need to get in touch with this organization. You need help with that? Contact us, reach out. Would you give us that website one more time?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Dr. Nicholas Ellis. The website is christianhalls, HALLS.org, christianhalls.org. We would love you to contact us. And in fact, I would say not only is it possible, I would say that you, our homeschool families and our co-op leaders, have been uniquely prepared. There is no one in this country that has been better prepared for this moment in taking back self-governance in education and human formation than the parents who have been homeschooling over the last 10, 15, 20, 25 years. No one else is better prepared for this. And so that's why we're here, because we're actually finding that those are the parents, those are the grandparents, those are the teachers and the co-op leaders that are actually uniquely prepared for this moment. And if you've thought to yourself, man, this country is in trouble, what are we going to do? How are we going to turn the tide of our colleges? We've seen their colleges gone woke, they've gone expensive, they've broken. You're actually the solution. You're actually the solution, and we'd love to work with you and partner with you in how we could work together. So just please contact us. We'd love to talk to you, and we're just so proud of all the work that you've done as our homeschool families, as our heroes in the community. You're the reason that we're all here at this point in this country. And so we'd love to talk to you about the next step of what it looks like to take back additional self-governance. And just because your kids turn 18 doesn't mean that needs to end. So that's the word I'd have for you today.
That's powerful. Well, Dr. Ellis, it's an honor to have you here at the Homeschool Convention in Texas. And I'm so thankful that you allowed this few minutes on the red carpet to reach them. Thank you so much. And hey, we've got more interviews coming up, so you'll have a little bit of a break here to go grab another cup of coffee or to go have your son finish his English assignment, whatever you need to do. But come back, because you'll want to meet some more folks that we have. We'll see you later. Thanks for now. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us live from the Fort Worth Convention Center in Fort Worth, Texas.
We hope you are leaving encouraged, equipped, and empowered to take on this week as an intentional parent.
Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and never miss an episode.
No matter where you are in your journey, we are here to support you. Make sure to check out our website at conventions.thsc.org. Come join our community.
This has been the Texas Homeschool Convention Show. Have a request for who you'd like to be on our show? Email us at events@thsc.org and tell us more. We always love hearing from you. We will see you next week.
Is to take the good news and pieces, but